Welcome to the Dopamine Fix Cinema channel, and today we're talking about the MCU's Eye of Wakanda, an anthology limited series set in the Black Panther kingdom of Wakanda. Now, the Eyes of Wakanda are the spies that are sent out into the world called the War Dogs to seek out stolen vibranium and bring it back to Wakanda. Each short story is about 30 minutes long and is from a different era of the kingdom. As y'all know, I don't want to waste anyone's time, so if you only want the rating and don't want any spoilers, I'll go ahead and tell you that I'm giving this action packed animated film 9 stars out of 10. So, Marvel provides us with the episode list for this limited series, which are listed on the screen here. The animation on this show is incredibly good, as is typical fashion for Disney. What really stands out about the Eyes of Wakanda, though, is the attention to detail. The characters in this story, whether major or minor, all showcase their ethnicity, no watering down their appearances. Speaking of not watering things down, the subject matter is absolutely mature, from enslaving people to murdering friends, lying and betraying intimate friends, to invasions. This limited series does not pull any punches. The first story, titled Into the Lion's Den, features a former Dora Milaje member named Noni, who is sent to a new kingdom ran by a former Wakandan known as a lion, a former captain of the Wakandan Royal Guard. It opens in Crete 2060 BC, with the lion raiding and enslaving people to enrich his own kingdom using a vibranium he stole when fleeing Wakanda. Noni is on a mission to defeat the lion and his henchmen, bring back the stolen vibranium, and nothing will deter her from this mission. So, with this episode in particular, I've heard complaints online that the tech the Wakandans are using is unrealistic because it's too futuristic. Look, y'all, remember to keep everything in perspective, because this is a cartoon based on a fictional comic book world filled with aliens, celestials, mutants, and other entities roaming the Earth, seas, and galaxy all during this time period. It's not trying to pretend it's the real world. The second story, titled Legends and Lies, features the now leader of the War Dogs, Noni, sending out the war dog Memnon to join Achilles to help overtake Troy, which is harboring stolen vibranium. Achilles thinks that his new friend Memnon is helping him defeat Troy for the glory of Greece, and is unaware of the secret mission that Memnon is really on, let alone the existence of the country of Wakanda. Despite members of Achilles' crew not trusting Memnon, Achilles has his back and forces everyone to work together like a true leader. When the time finally comes for Memnon to get his chance to capture the stolen vibranium, Memnon has no choice but to leave his friend Achilles behind. The ending is very heartfelt and sad, showcasing the mental and physical cost that Memnon suffers from being this successful spy. The third story, titled Lost and Found in China 1400 AD, features a young and headstrong war dog named Agent Basha, who has snuck his way into the hidden city of what I believe is supposed to be Kulong to retrieve a piece of vibranium. Little does Agent Basha know, though, that this city has a sworn protector who he has unknowingly intimately befriended in Jorani, better known as the Iron Fist. Stealing back that vibranium, Agent Basha makes his escape only to discover too late that the current Iron Fist is a woman that previously saved his life and befriended him. Once Jorani sensed his subterfuge, she stowed away in his Wakandan aircraft so that she could retrieve the Chinese artifact that Agent Basha stole, and is now evading capture inside of Wakanda, the first intruder to ever breach the gates of Wakanda. Now, every single episode is action-packed, but this episode, featuring the Iron Fist martial arts display used against the Wakandans, is very awesome to watch. It kind of gave me a Rush Hour vibes, as Agent Basha was the comedy relief and kind of bumbling his way through, while Iron Fist is a confident lethal weapon that will not be dissuaded from protecting her city. This was definitely the highlight of the limited series. The final episode, titled The Last Panther, loosely ties all the stories together and features a Black Panther in the future who is trying to rewrite history by traveling back to the past to find a key event that would allow Wakanda to take the path of helping to save the planet from the invasion of an alien species that, in her timeline, defeats the entire planet. This episode is cool, and the ending is probably the highlight, but also was the weakest of the 4 episodes. Which is not to say that it's bad, but all the episodes are good. But if I had to put them in order of the most fun and action-packed, it would be Episode 3 with Iron Fist, Episode 1 featuring Noni and the Lion, Episode 2 featuring Memnon and Achilles, and then Episode 4. This show was certainly a breath of fresh air, and while you don't need to have watched any of the Black Panther films or Captain America Civil War to understand what was going on, there are some nice nods to those of us who have watched what has come before. I absolutely think Marvel should continue to push down this path of animation, as there's something here for telling stories within a decent budget. Marvel needs to remember to focus on great stories like they did with this, and realize everything doesn't have to connect to something larger, nor do they need to explain everything away. I have an idea for how Marvel should approach bringing mutants and X-Men into the MCU, and while it might take me a while to realize that full video, it is something I'm working on, along with trying to inform y'all of the awesome things that I've watched that I think y'all might like as well. So again, I give this limited series, Eyes of Wakanda, 9 stars out of 10. Let me know in the comments if you have watched this series yet, and if so, which episode was your favorite, and tune in for more Dopamine Fix Cinema.